Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning and welcome to the Senior Moment Show. We're back again with another show. It's another week and another show and another year. And how many years has it been, Sid? Says my co-host. This is Bruce Lee. Sid, how many years?
I'm going to have to start to think. Isn't it 5?
4 or 5.
I think it's 5 this year.
It's really, time flies. Well, welcome to the show. If you're joining us today, we're going to have an interesting show. We've got Chris Lyford. He is the owner of J-Dog Junk Removal Services. And you might be thinking, why are we going to have that on here? But we're going to tell you it's going to be very interesting. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But before we do that, Sid, why don't you tell us about our sponsor?
Absolutely. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, and really anybody who cares. If you would like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for the show, any guests you'd like to see us invite, give me a call at 435-512-6406.
Thank you, Sid, for sharing all that information. Well, let's jump in because this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes today. Chris is, as I mentioned, the owner of J-Dog Junk Removal Services, and has an interesting past too that kind of led him there. But welcome to the show, Chris. Glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. I'm glad to be here.
Let's get started just talking a little bit about you and maybe the last few years of your life and how you came to J-Dog.
So I just wrapped up, in the last few years, a 24-year career with the Navy. I ended that in California. I had some family up here already, so I felt like it was a nice spot to enjoy at least my Navy retirement. And came here, got a normal job like anybody else, and J-Dog, it kind of fell into my lap a little bit. I was just reading some articles and some veteran resources, and I saw it and gave him a call, and it piqued my interest, so I thought it's something I would pursue.
So why J-Dog?
Why J-Dog? So I love the fact that they concentrate on military and military families, veterans. Their focus, their number one mission, besides junk removal and the things that come along with that, is to reduce veteran unemployment below 1%. That's really one of their primary focuses. Jerry Flanagan, as a veteran himself, he understands the struggles that some veterans encounter when they come out of the military. It can be stressful. It can be challenging coming into a new environment. So a lot of that spoke to me. Also, I did some research on them. There's a handful of YouTube videos and whatnot. Just seeing the crews that working together and stuff, and it spoke to me in a way because of working with crews on different projects in the Navy, in the military environment. It kind of felt the same way, the camaraderie.
Like that team feel.
Yeah, the teamwork, the camaraderie, just the way that we relate to each other. And I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to get that back in my life.
Awesome. Hey, well, let's talk about what exactly this is.
Sure.
Junk removal probably doesn't describe it enough. So tell us about what the business model is.
So the business model is essentially, I guess at the base of it is it's trash removal. Like we pick up excess trash, things that are laying around that people don't have a need for and they don't think anybody else could use it. But we also go one step beyond, and a lot of those things that we pick up are useful items, and they're, somebody's moving, either downsizing or moving across country or something like that, and they have items that they can't take with them, or for whatever reason. There's a very large list of reasons why people would do that, but they hire us to come in and help them not only remove it, but find a second life for a lot of those items that are good. Sometimes they're, it's couches, chairs, dishes, tables, all sorts of different types of furniture, games, books, you name it. If it's in your house, we come across it at some point. So
sorry, does this mean that, a lot of times people might think, I'm just going to take that down to the DI, I'm guessing, or someplace, some place to drop off like that. I'm guessing these are bigger projects that people maybe feel a little more overwhelmed by, too much to do, or do you see both small and large?
Absolutely. It runs the whole gamut. We've gone to people's houses just to pick up a washing machine that was broken, or a TV that they didn't use anymore. Maybe it's not broken, but it's just not useful to them anymore. All the way up to a 3,000 square foot house that's still full of all of its furniture, and maybe a lot of other stuff that some might consider it trash and some might consider it useful. So we go in and make that determination and try to make donations a lot in the Valley, and other things that can be recycled, we will. I'm making new contacts all the time for places that recycle unique items. For instance, pallets. Not a lot of people think pallets are recyclable, but there's a contact in Cache Valley for that.
Yeah, and Chris, as a realtor, of course, we met on one of those occasions where actually there was a situation with a death in a family, and the heirs had to deal with rather, I hope that wasn't one of your worst jobs, dilapidated property that needed a lot of work of inside and outside removal. There were two heirs that were out of state, and yeah, you I don't know if you want to talk about any of the jobs that you've done and how this one was one where you probably had to wear gloves to do that.
Yes, and while it was my first and most challenging job to date, to that date, it's not been the worst one that I've done since. But yeah, that's all tied to, I think sometimes it's tied to estate planning and getting, helping the family get into a position where they can get a lot of that off their plate. A lot of it, some of it is messy, some of it's hard. Items throughout the yard and large pieces of metal can be a challenge, but we figure it out. We get the item, the area cleaned up and ready to market.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, you did an excellent job on that one. We're already coming up on our first break here in a hurry. And for our listeners, if you have any needs and are interested in making contact with Chris, when we come back from our break, we'll be sure to give Chris a chance to mention his phone number. Because this is how I think I actually saw one of your signs by the side of the street or something. That's how I got a hold of you when there was a great need there. This is the Senior Moments Show. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When it comes to successful aging, eating well matters. Staying physically active matters. Getting socially engaged matters. Living alone, aging alone, it's harder to consistently do that. Hi, this is Chris Grohl with Pioneer Valley Lodge, where we make it easier to do those things every day. Our mission at Pioneer Valley Lodge in North Logan is to help seniors live better, age more gracefully, and stay independent for as long as possible. Pioneer Valley Lodge, an independent living community for seniors.
Oh, it seems like yesterday I was playing with my kids on the playground.
Seems like yesterday I was building a treehouse in the backyard.
Time goes by too fast, but there is something you can do to ensure you're taken care of down the road. I'm Tracy Ferris with Quality First Insurance. A long-term care insurance policy is something we all need as we get older. If you wait until you need it, you're too late. Let me help you understand the options and benefits of long-term care insurance. Call me today, 435-752-0101.
Did you know that one of the greatest threats to our quality of life is a fall? 1/3 of Americans 65 and older, and 1/2 of those over 80 will fall this year. Many will never be the same again, and some will never return to their homes. This is Bruce at Comfort Care. One of the ways we can help people stay in their home is through our free in-home fall protection survey. Let us help you identify these fall risks. Call us at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
This is Mark Thurston from White Pine Funeral Services. On behalf of all of us here at White Pine, we want to thank the community of Cache Valley for your support this past year. Thank you for selecting us as a silver winner for the Best of Northern Utah. We look forward to many more years of working with you here in our community. We know you have a choice, and we hope you will consider White Pine Funeral Services. If you have questions about cremation, funerals, or planning ahead, please contact us or visit whitepinefunerals.com.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. If you're just joining us today, we are here with Chris Lyford. He's the owner of J-Dog Junk Removal. And we've been talking about a little bit about what he does and about him. And before we went to break, we promised that we would get his contact information for anybody who might be interested in or has a project for you or something like that. What would that be?
So the top of the list is, of course, www.jdog.com. Or you can do a simple Google search, and if you're within 35 miles of Logan, you'll get me that way. And there's a 800 number at 844-GET-JDOG, and then simply 435-757-0998 is my cell phone number here in the Valley.
So Chris, is that J-Dog just the J/dog or?
So I'm glad you asked. It can be confused sometimes. So it's JDOG.
Okay, wonderful. So let's talk a little bit more about the different services, because I know that in the meantime, you've been very flexible, as you said. I mean, you can pick up a washing machine if that's what it is. You can clean up a whole property, including the yard. I know for one of my clients, you've even helped unload a truck with all the moving goods that she had. What else can our listeners envision you do?
So yeah, there's a variety of things that we offer. Junk removal is just the baseline. We do labor services where if someone's moving, within our region, into or out of, or just it's staying in the region from spot to spot, we can help load and unload an RV, a moving truck. We can. I've had people call me to help them pull carpet out of an apartment. Or a property that they own. So light demo, junk removal, labor services. Honestly, if you can think of something that needs to be done that doesn't include hazardous material, you give me a call. I'm happy to come look at it and do a free estimate, and then we can see if we can move forward from there.
So what's the lead time on something like that? So if I needed something, are you weeks out? Can I get something this week? How long does it take to get you scheduled?
As of to date, I've not told anybody that it's going to be more than a week. I'm typically within 3 to 5 days of getting to somebody. And if it's a small job, again, if it's just a wash machine or maybe a couch or something like that, then there's oftentimes I can squeeze it into the schedule in between jobs and get it done.
So how many people do you have working with you right now?
I currently have 3 other than myself. I have 2 of them. 2 of them are connected to the Army. One's a veteran and served in Iraq. And then another one is he's actually currently in the Army Reserves. And he's also done a tour. I think he served in Kuwait, but did see Iraq a little bit. So
That's just part of. That's not a requirement by JDOG to do that. That's just something you want to do.
Yeah,
to try to help out.
It's correct. It's not a requirement. It's a not required but desired kind of thing. But I've had other guys and gals that have worked with me that maybe dad was a veteran. They're one or two places removed from that veteranship. I guess that's not a word, but
it is now.
It is now. Yeah, so they're tied to the military in some way. But I would, if anybody reached out to me, and I was looking to fill a position, and anybody reached out to me, I wouldn't hold that against them if they weren't closely related to somebody.
So, talking a little bit about you and my history and working together, if you think back over this last, I think it's a little over a year that you've been in business, is there any story that kind of stands out to you where you felt that was an extremely rewarding job that you did?
Yeah, there's a few. I think the first time I ever cried on a job, or at least shed a tear, was helping a lady whose husband had recently passed away and left a lot of things in the garage from a hobby / part-time career interest that he had. The items filled about almost half the garage, and she needed them gone. It was more therapeutic for her, I think. She was visibly emotional about it, but also extremely grateful that we were helping her. And it's hitting me a little bit right now. But just the opportunity to help somebody through a situation like that, because I know it's incredibly hard, and but sometimes it's something that we need to get through. So I love it warms my heart to have the opportunity to help somebody through something like that.
I think that's cool. Sid and you think of the good things, and I'm sitting here thinking, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done? I don't know, when you showed up and looked and thought, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, or that's the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I helped clean out a basement from a house that had caught on fire, and we all know water likes to follow gravity, so all the water from the fire that the fire department used ended up in the basement, and there was a lot of trash and just discarded items in the basement. And it wasn't a huge basement, but it was dark and very damp and smelled very bad. And there was a lot of other things in there that added to the smell. It was about 4 hours in that basement, me and a friend of mine, and yeah, it was, I don't even know if it was weird, but it was definitely an experience.
Sounds like that job may have been borderline hazardous there.
Yeah, it was borderline.
Okay, we're already coming up on our second break here, Chris, and before we step out, I'd like to give you another opportunity to mention your phone number for anyone that's interested in getting in touch with you.
Yeah, so the national number is 844-GET-JDOG. Again, that's JDOG. And then my local number here is 435-757-0998.
Thank you, Chris. This is the Senior Moment Show, visiting today with Chris Lyford. He is the owner of JDOG Junk Removal here in Cache Valley. We're going to take a little break, but before we do, I want to mention our sponsor briefly again. It is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com. And the CV stands for Cache Valley. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Whether you have a small business, large corporation, or sole proprietorship, remember Cook Martin Polson has provided quality accounting services since 1977. At Cook Martin Polson, they believe you've earned it, and they're going to help you keep it. Take a minute right now to call 750-5566. That's 750-5566 to set up your tax appointment and let Cook Martin Polson show you how to keep the money you have earned.
This is Jared Ripplinger with Cook Martin Polson. You've worked hard for your money. Let us help you keep it.
This is Brian Erickson for the Sunshine Minute. Each day, our nurses, CNAs, cooks and servers, housekeepers, laundry staff, music, recreation therapy teams, office staff, receptionists, and many more arrive around the clock. These heroes show up ready and willing to serve and protect our residents and clients. We are so grateful to our dedicated team. On behalf of the Board of Sunshine Terrace Foundation and our community, thank you to all of our employees for keeping us safe. We bring more to life together.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bruce Lee. My co-host is Sid Roeder, and we're talking with Chris Leifert today. He's the owner of J-Dog Junk Removal. We didn't mention this, but there's a TV show too that stars your company. It's your franchise, I guess, throughout the states, right? What's the name of that again?
The television show is Operation Hidden Treasures, and it aired in October on Discovery Channel.
And is it still airing?
No, currently you can get it if you have like the Discovery Channel Plus app, I think it is.
Oh yeah. Probably YouTube as well.
There may be some on YouTube. I think that the corporate announced that it's streaming on our website now too.
Gotcha.
You can find it there.
Well, we were talking at the break a little bit about some of the things that, why people might call, and this show really is designed or intended to help people that are later in life and help them understand what resources are out there for them. And maybe let's talk about why someone who's a little older might call you.
In certain situations, maybe they're downsizing. They find themselves, unfortunately, single in those later years, and they have more things than they know what to do with. Or the family's looking for a resource to help make that downsize, make that move. And we can most definitely, even if they're not moving right away, they can bring us in, and we can talk about the things that they don't have a use for anymore, or they don't want to worry about having to do something with it in the future. We can help them do something with that.
So how is that process usually? Because I know in real estate, sometimes when seniors move into even independent or assisted living facility, they take out what they want and leave it behind. But sometimes when seniors are just downsizing, do you take the time and walk around with them and label, or do you ask them to put things aside? What's your process?
So I guess it just depends on how much stuff is going to be needed to be removed. If it's a large house and there's a lot of stuff and they only need to take enough for a 1,100 square foot apartment, then I would ask them to label. A lot of times they can use like blue painter's tape, because it'll stick to it, but it won't peel a varnish or something like that, and it's better than using sticky notes. So they just kind of label what they want gone, and then we come and take it, and then Sometimes, as long as they're there, I think that they can add little items here and there as needed.
Is there such a thing as a normal job for you? Is there like an average job where you spend a certain amount of time and that's kind of what you'd consider to be a normal job, or is it just all over the place?
It kind of is all over the place. Every day is a new adventure. Every day is a new challenge. Some are a lot easier. Again, just picking up a broken appliance or a couch that they have no need for. Well, I guess in some instances that couch could be its own specific challenge. I moved a couch, I don't know, it's probably earlier last summer, that had been in this basement since the 70s. And I think that they rebuilt the house after they put the couch in the basement. So,
Did you saw the legs off it?
So I took the hide-a-bed out of it and took off the front of it and folded it. It was a project. I mean, the couch had seen many, many years, so it served its purpose, and it wasn't in great repair, so we didn't mind taking it apart.
That's a good example. Probably somebody didn't know what to do with that thing, right? It's sitting down there, and there's no way they're going to be able to get it out of their house, and so they can call somebody like you, and you can take care of something like that.
Yes, very true.
And you must be amazing at scheduling, I must imagine, because you do, if I understand this correctly, other than maybe for just removing one item, you go there and estimate the time it's going to take you. So you must have a pretty good skill to estimate how long it takes. Because I know on the job that you and I had together, that was a several-day job.
Right, and unfortunately, in that case, I was wrong. It took me longer than I anticipated, which happens from time to time. I'm getting better at it, but in most cases, we show up ready to work. We'll come in and do a walkthrough, and if the client is ready, then so are we. So we talk about price, we talk about time, and again, if they're ready, we're going.
So you showing up with a truck and a trailer, and
in most cases, yes.
And that's it. And it's just kind of an hourly rate at that point for how long it's going to take. Do you have a minimum?
My minimum, it's a $75 charge to pick up a single item smaller than a washing machine or a dryer. And then it gets complicated after that. But basically, the more stuff I put in my trailer, the more it's going to cost. And then the more time it takes me to do that, then the charge can vary from there too.
Right, we're already at the end of our show here, but Chris, I want to give you another chance to mention your contact information in case somebody would like to get in touch with you.
Yeah, again, the easiest way is 844-GET-JDOG or 435-757-0998. You can also find me on Google and Facebook.
Thank you for coming in, Chris. That was fun, and hopefully we've given our listeners an opportunity to think about if they could use your services. Again, this is the Senior Moments Show. We were visiting today with Chris Leifert. He's the owner of J-Dog Junk Removal here in Cache Valley. And we are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you would like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. I hope you liked our show, and you tune in again next week.